The explosion tore through the ancient mountain pass with the fury of 1,000 thunderstorms. William barely had time to register the glowing runes on the smuggler's crate before the world erupted in fire and chaos. In that split second, his eyes caught something else, a crystalline egg, no larger than his fist, tumbling through the air toward the epicenter of the blast. His body moved before his mind could protest. William launched himself forward, arms outstretched, catching the egg against his chest as he twisted his body to take the brunt of the explosion. The last thing he remembered was the egg cracking open in his hands, something warm and scaled pressing against his heart, and then darkness swallowed everything when consciousness returned. It came slowly, like swimming up from the depths of an endless ocean. William's first awareness was of warmth, not the searing heat of the explosion, but a gentle, living warmth curled against his chest. His second awareness was of voices, speaking in a language that seemed to bypass his ears entirely and resonate directly in his mind. The human yet lives, a voice like rolling thunder spoke. Curious, more than curious, ancient one, another voice replied, this one carrying the crystalline clarity of wind chimes. He bears the mark. William's eyes finally opened to a sight that stole his breath. He lay in a massive cavern, its ceiling lost in shadows far above. But it wasn't the cavern that amazed him, it was its occupants. Dragons, dozens of them, in every color imaginable, their scales catching the light from veins of luminescent crystal that ran through the walls, like rivers of captured starlight. And there, still nestled against his chest, was the source of the warmth, a dragon hatchling, its scales the deep purple of twilight, with eyes like molten gold that gazed up at him with unmistakable trust. The human awakens. The thunderous voice spoke again, and William turned his head to see its source, a dragon so massive that William initially mistook it for part of the mountain itself. Its scales were the color of ancient bronze, and its eyes held the weight of uncounted centuries. William tried to sit up, but his body protested with a symphony of pain. Gentle claws, surprisingly delicate for their size, held him down. He looked up to see a dragon with scales like polished emeralds regarding him with concern. Be still. Human, she spoke, her voice the one like wind chimes. Your wounds are grave. You should not have survived the blast, yet here you are. The hatchling shares its life force with you. William looked down at the purple dragon curled against him. The creature he somehow knew she was female made a small chirping sound and nuzzled closer. Around her neck, he noticed something that hadn't been there before, a faint glowing mark, almost like a tattoo, that seemed to pulse in time with his own heartbeat. With growing shock, he looked at his own chest and saw an identical mark glowing through his torn shirt. What is this? William managed to croak out. The bronze dragon lowered its enormous head until one ancient eye filled William's vision. You are human, and yet you acted without hesitation to save a dragon youngling, knowing full well it would cost you your life. In that moment, young one named William, you did something we have not witnessed in 10,000 years. The sacrifice of the innocent heart. The emerald dragon continued softly. A bond so pure, so selfless, that it transcends the boundaries of species. You gave everything to save Kylie, expecting nothing in return. And so, she has chosen to share her very essence with you. Kylie? William whispered, looking down at the hatchling. The name felt right, as if he'd always known it. The small dragon chirped again. And suddenly William understood. Not words, exactly, but feelings, images, intentions flowing directly into his mind. He felt her gratitude, her fierce determination to keep him alive, and beneath it all, a bond deeper than anything he'd ever experienced. She had imprinted on him as her guardian, and in return, she had become his salvation, this honor. The bronze dragon continued, has no name in your tongue. In ours, it is called Drakenheart, one who carries the soul of dragons. You are no longer merely human, William. You are something more, something between. Over the following days, as William's body healed with supernatural speed, he learned the truth. The smugglers had stolen dragon eggs, planning to sell them to dark mages who would drain their essence for power. The explosion was meant to cover their tracks, but it had freed Kylie instead. His selfless act had not only saved her, but had awakened an ancient magic that had been dormant for millennia. As Kylie grew, and she grew swiftly, doubling in size each day. So too did William's connection to the dragons. He found he could sense their emotions, understand their speech, and even, with Kylie's help, touch the ancient magic that flowed through their kind. The mark on his chest grew more intricate with each passing day, a living record of the bond they shared. The dragons, in turn, treated him with a respect that bordered on reverence. He was invited to their councils, taught their histories, and shown wonders of the world that humans had forgotten existed. But more than that, he found family among them, particularly with Kylie, who followed him everywhere, her telepathic voice a constant, comforting presence in his mind. "You could return to your human life," the bronze dragon told him one evening, as William stood at the cavern's entrance, watching the sunset paint the mountains gold and crimson. "The bond would remain, but you need not stay among us." William felt Kylie press against his side. She now stood as tall as a horse, though still very much a youngling by dragon standards. Through their bond, he felt her hope and her fear that he might leave. He placed a hand on her scaled neck and smiled. "My old life was one of wandering, of searching for something I couldn't name. I think I've found it here." The bronze dragon rumbled with satisfaction. "Then you are home, Drakenheart, and the honor you bear, the honor never spoken of in human halls, but eternal in dragon memory, shall be yours and Kylie's to carry forward." As night fell and stars emerged like diamonds on velvet, William understood the true weight of what had happened in that split second of decision. He hadn't just saved a life. He had bridged two worlds, proven that courage and compassion knew no boundaries of flesh or scale. And in the quiet of the ancient mountain, surrounded by beings of legend, with his dragon companion's heartbeat synchronized with his own, William knew he had finally found where he belonged.